Namaste. I'm Reverend Wendy Craig-Purcell here at the Unity Center in beautiful San Diego. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. Please make sure that you like the video you've just watched and consider making a contribution on our app or on our website. It's really easy to do, and thank you in advance for that support. It does make a difference. Good evening and welcome to what is one of my favorite services of the year to present and create as a gift for you, our spiritual community, now not just our local community, but our growing online global community. Welcome to those who are tuning in to our live broadcast or tuning in tomorrow night, watching it when it's been recorded. So happy to have you with us. My name is Wendy Craig-Purcell, and I am the minister here at the Unity Center. I'd like to ask, are there any one of you here tonight who have never been to our White Stone Burning Bowl service? Raise your hand. A special welcome to you. Special welcome. I hope somebody explained to you something about the service. I got to thinking, from a marketing perspective, the name is kind of an odd name, isn't it? Burning Bowl White Stone Ceremony. What is that? It's a uniquely Unity way of bringing in the new year by letting go of the old and bringing in the new. And what we do in the White Stone Burning Bowl service is very process-oriented. And it is process-oriented in that you will have the opportunity to be reflective and be thinking about what are the things from this year that you just don't want to carry forward into 2022. Do you have anything you don't want to carry forward into 2022? Yeah, a whole lot probably. We've been through a lot of challenges this year and last year. So there might be a little left over from 2020 that we want to get rid of. And the Burning Bowl part of our service is about thinking about that, writing some of that down. You don't have to write a whole book, but writing some of it down. And then we have an opportunity to go outside and to burn those slips of paper and to feel a sense of release, a sense of letting go. And then we know in Unity that it's not enough just to clear the slate and to release and to let go. That when we create a vacuum, that we want to be mindful about what is it that we're wanting to bring in? What is it that we're wanting to bring forward in the new year? And so we'll have an opportunity to reflect on that. I'll take you through some meditation practice, and you'll have the opportunity just to begin to think about what are your intentions for 2022? What is the kind of life you would like to be creating for yourself? And we'll write that down. And those pieces of paper you'll get to take home with you and hopefully look at them throughout the year. And then the white stone portion of our service comes from a passage in the book of Revelation, and I'll tell you more about that when we get to that part of the service. But the white stone is a way for us to receive or to reflect and think about what sort of anchoring word or quality is going to help us be able to really carry that vision and those goals and those intentions forward in the new year. Because as we get ready to let go of the old and we're so excited and energized about the new year, it's easy to keep that momentum and that spirit and that commitment. But as the year goes by and stuff happens, sometimes we need a little reminder. And that's what those white stones are about. So I think you all got white stones and your little packet of stuff that you're going to need for the service. And with that, we've got lots of music tonight because music is such a way to kind of segue from one activity into the next. And one of my favorite New Thought artists of all time, Daniel Nahmod, came down from Orange County again to be with us and to co-create this service. And so he's going to start with one of my favorite Daniel Nahmod songs, Everything New. Daniel?
Bring it on. Everything new. Everything different. Everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before, broken hearts and slamming doors. I'll be all right, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do, yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new, so bring it on. Everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do, yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
Thank you, Daniel. He never holds back. He never holds back. Are you ready to bring it on? Oh boy, that's not matching that energy, but we are ready to bring it on, aren't we? I mean, we really are. I think we really, really are. But in order to do that, what has to happen? What has to happen for there to be everything new? We have to clear the slate, I think. We really do. We have to clear the slate. It's been said that insanity is doing the same things over and over and over and over and expecting different results. We're here in a teaching that challenges us to think new, that encourages us to step back, to look, to reflect, to let go of things that aren't working so that we can move forward, so we can create everything new. On Saturday morning, each one of us will have been given an inheritance. You may or may not be aware of it. You may or may not be thinking about it. But you and I, on Saturday morning, January 1st, will be receiving an inheritance of 525,600 minutes to spend and invest any way we want. 525,600 minutes. I wanted to make sure that number was right. So I actually did the calculations, and it's right, 525,600 minutes that you and I get to invest any way we want. And we have the choice to say, well, am I going to invest it deliberately and consciously? Or am I just going to kind of do some of the same old things over and over again? You know, our smartphones now are pretty darn smart. And we can look at them and they tell us, if we have it set up properly, how many of those 525,600 minutes we were spending playing solitaire. Yeah, I know. Or any of the other things, and I'm not down on playing solitaire or games on our phones or so forth, but think about it, 525,600 minutes that we get to invest and to spend in a way that can help us create the life that we want. But what's important in those 525,600 minutes is that we are clear about what are the things we want to stop doing. What are the things that we need to really prune? What are the things that we need to really let go of? If you're part of this community on a regular basis, you know that I have a great deal of love for nature and that I look to nature often for teaching. And I don't know if you know this, but in the process of a mighty oak tree growing, there's a beautiful process of what happens as that tree is growing and beginning to create some upward movement and beginning to create a canopy. That in the beginning, the nutrients support all of the lower branches. But as that tree begins to grow upward even more and the canopy begins to expand, the nutrients are no longer shared in the same way that they once were with those lower branches, so that the nutrients can continue to support the upward growth and expansion. And so what happens over time as those lower branches no longer have the nutrients that they once had, they begin to die, and they begin to fall off. And nature, in its amazing intelligence, if you will, has a way of making sure that those branches that are no longer nurtured, that fall off, where they break, there's a healing process that goes on. But it's also that the letting go can allow for the upward movement. Now, for an oak tree, it's a very natural and automatic process. I sure wish it were that easy and natural and automatic for me and for those I love and cherish, to be able to identify when it is time to let go and what it is time to let go of. But we're here tonight to be open and receptive to what needs to go. And so I'm going to ask you to be thinking about that. What needs to go? Are there behaviors that you have that really don't serve you, that it's time to release them? Is there bitterness or unforgiveness that is holding you back? Are there messages and stories you've been telling yourself or that you've allowed others to tell you that are holding you back and keeping you down? What is it that needs to be let go of? And are you willing and ready to do that work? And so to help us move into that, I'm going to ask Natalie and JR to come to the platform. And we're going to move into a time of reflection, a time of mini meditation with this song written by Kathy Zavada. The song is Let Go, Let Go. It's a chant. And I'd like you just to kind of sit in a reflective state as you listen to these words. And as you listen, if there are things that come to your mind that you know you want to let go of, you can start to write those down. But it's okay to just sit and let the song move in you and through you, because I'll come back and I'll take us into a time of meditative focus. So let go, let go.
the wind blows, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. As the river flows, I let go. As the river flows, I let go. Let go, let go, let go, let God. Let go, let go, let God. As the river flows, I let go. As the river flows, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God. Let go, let go, let God. As I breathe in, I let go. As I breathe out, I let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let God. As I breathe in, I let go. As I breathe in, I let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let God.
And so I invite you to take a moment just to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. And take a few deep and mindful breaths in and out. Perhaps being even more mindful of the out breath. Letting go and releasing. Allowing your mind to become quiet and still. Aware of the breath. And moving your attention into the area of the heart, the center of your chest. Imagining each breath moving in and through the heart space. Quiet and peaceful. And still in this receptive state, allow yourself to be aware of the things that it's time to let go of. And taking pencil in hand, begin to write on your paper what it is that needs to be pruned in your life. What's been heavy and painful and burdensome. What's been limiting. And trusting the process as you write. Allowing the spirit within you, the divine, God, whatever name you give that presence, to guide the writing. Knowing that you don't have to write in tremendous detail. What is it that needs to go? What negative voices or messages or stories? Is it time to release for good?
As I breathe in, I let go. As I breathe out, I let go. Let go, let go, let go, let God. Let go, let go, let God. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let go, let God.
Thank you, JR. Thank you, Natalie. Take a nice deep breath in. And let that breath go. And another one, a nice deep breath in. Whatever is on these pieces of paper, we will now have a chance to literally and symbolically release and let go. I'll be walking down the aisles. The ushers will be directing you after me, and we will be exiting the sanctuary, going to the burning bowl and letting this go. Turn it around. It's a song I've asked Daniel to share next. And I just have a feeling there's a story behind this song. And if you want to say anything about it, you're more than welcome to. Turn it around. I think we're at a pivot point, right, in our lives, in our country. And if you want to share anything, feel free to let us know what's behind. Turn it around.
All right. I always appreciate you trusting me with a few songs during a service, but trusting me with an open mic to share. That's especially dangerous in my case. So I'm going to, I know you know, I'm going to concentrate on being brief. You know what? It's a song about noticing the presence of regret and just admitting it. Some of you have heard me sing, I call them the water songs, from an album called Water. They're songs about being like water, going where the ocean says to go. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly. I wrote those songs 2006, and they were really a rewriting of an approach to life for me. I'm a child of two lawyers, still recovering, and and for me, the cerebral side was what I was supposed to water. You know, the planning side, the 10-year plan, the 10-point plan, the professional job, far better dressed than I am. I remember vaguely what benefits feel like in 401k, you know, lovely things. So when I set out making music, I was already way outside of the comfort zone I was raised in. But to write songs like the Water songs, again, I don't mean to presume some of you have heard them. You've heard them here. You know, actually, Bring It On, Everything New is one of those songs. That was really a new world for me, to allow what I do today to be enough, right? The trick is that didn't end my ambition. It sort of silenced it or backburnered it. I still do want to be nominated for a Grammy. I still do dream of a college fund for my son, right? So I can be as calm, and I'm not pretending to be. I can trust the day, but that doesn't mean I don't want something. Is wanting something less than spiritual or enlightened? Is a goal beneath me? These are real questions I ask. Is some earthly aspiration a failing on my part? Is it okay to want a Grammy nomination, or does that make me shallow and immature? Does this ring true for anybody? Is it okay to want a bigger business or a fancier car? Is it okay? Right? Well, this is a song that came from a year or two experience, just less than a few years ago at the most, when I started realizing that as much as I mean everything new, as much as I mean planting seeds and nothing more, as much as I mean I want to be like water, as much as I mean I don't need to know because God knows, there are things I still want. And for the years that I didn't admit that, I'm suddenly looking in the mirror and realizing I haven't served my best self by pretending there were things I didn't want, if that makes sense. There's a balance to be had, and that's what the song is about. Lately I found when I catch my own reflection, I'm surprised by a strange sensation. Let me try to describe it now. It's like somehow I found I've been moving without a mission, navigating without a vision, misguided pilot till now. It's time to turn it around. Been driven by my regrets. If I let them, they'll just keep on driving. I bet it's a heavy load. I want to know how it feels to grab the wheel and go. I'm gonna turn it around from the excuses that I've been making, from the detours that I've been taking, and only slowing me down. It's time to turn it around, letting go of a million regrets. I ain't waving that white flag just yet. It's ready, set, go. See, in my rear view mirror, there's only open road. I'm gonna turn it around. Finally, I've got my mission. Finally, I found my vision. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Whoa, and when I find higher ground, when I reach my new destination, I'm gonna smile at my reflection. I'm gonna shout it out loud. Oh, I turned it around. Damn right I turned it around. Ooh, finally turned it around.
Thank you for this song, Daniel, and thank you for sharing what was behind the song. Very much so. I bet there were certain lines in that song and certain things in what Daniel shared that just kind of stuck with you or reached you in a place where you said, yeah, I get that. I made notes when I was putting the message together, having selected that song. I was moved by the words, moving without a mission and start navigating with a vision. That so often we find ourselves just kind of moving through life without a focus, without a vision, navigating without one. And I'm reminded of the phrase, the statement in the Old Testament, where there is no vision, the people perish. And how important it is, and that beautiful balance you spoke of, Daniel, that part of us spiritually and metaphysically that wants to flow like water and feel like we don't need anything, and that part of us that still desires and craves and finding a way to strike that healthy balance, right, of wanting to manifest certain things in our lives. A certain lifestyle, perhaps, a certain, I don't know what it is that's moving inside of you, but to be able to balance that, right? To vision it, to hold it, to see it, and to also hold it lightly. To say, this is where I want to go, and I hold it lightly. What I have found in my life personally, but also what I have found in the work that I do, is how much easier it seems for people to be able to answer the question what they don't want than what they do want. How often in counseling situations I would sit with people and I'd say, well, what is it that you want to bring forth? What is it that's moving in you? What do you want? And they go, well, I don't want this, and I don't want that. And it's a little bit like most of us now have navigation systems in our car, right? And when you put in where you want to go. It doesn't work if you say, well, I don't really want to go to Houston today. I don't think I really want to go to New York. You got to do what? Come on, this is nighttime. You can talk to me. You got to tell it where you want to go, right? You got to tell it where you want to go. And there is that in us that is also true. Nobody is thinking the thoughts that you think but you. Nobody is making the decisions for you but you of those 525,600 minutes, right? And so if you were to be punching in the spiritual GPS code of your life where you want to go, that's where we're moving into now. That's what I think the end of the year and the thinking about the start of a new year is all about, giving us a chance to really get clearer about that and to describe to ourselves as best we can, where we want to go. So I'm going to ask JR and Natalie to come back to the platform. And remember, I think many of you do, remember Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Great book. If you've never read it, read it. It's a really, really solid book. And in it, he identifies one of the habits is begin with the end in mind. And I would say begin with the end in mind and in heart. In mind and in heart. So JR and Natalie are going to help us move into the space where we remember that all things are possible, that we can dream as big as we want to dream and point our lives and ourselves in the direction of that. So as you listen, if you feel inspired to begin to write, go ahead and do so, but I'll come back when the meditation song is over and guide us into a slightly deeper part of our reflection.
Things
invite you to go ahead and just take a few deep breaths in and out again. And allow yourself to move back into that centered and reflective state and place, with paper and pencil at the ready. Allow yourself to feel as if it's a clear, clean slate. That as your spirit and soul looks out toward the possibilities for 2022, that you allow your soul, the deepest part of you, to speak to you in terms of what it is that you'd really like to bring forward in your life. Is there a particular goal or dream? Is there maybe a certain way of living or being or feeling? Allow yourself to write easily and freely. All things are possible. Listening to the wisdom of your soul, the deepest part of your heart's yearning and longing. Perhaps even imagining yourself on December 31st, 2022, looking back on the year. How would that year, the one that hasn't yet begun, how would that year be different for you? Where would you be? Who would you be with? What would you be doing? JR will continue to play for a few more minutes, and allow yourself some more time to write. And so I realize that some of you may need more time. And these papers are meant to travel with you throughout the year. And so I encourage you, when you go home later tonight, if you're not done now, to complete the process, being as clear and as specific as you want to be. And then to have some sort of ritual, some sort of practice where you look back on a regular basis on what you wrote, and that you look with gentleness and with enthusiasm, that as the months roll forward, you see the progress you've made, but you may also see where you feel like you're not making as much progress as you wanted. To be gentle with yourself, but to look at these pieces of paper. Because if you actually were writing from the deeper part of you, there's something precious and special about what you've written. And so with that, I ask you to just put the pencil down for a moment and bring yourself to this next part of our service, which will be a segue into our white stone, which I'll explain in just a moment. One of the things that I think is so very important in our emotional maturity and in our spiritual maturity is being true to ourselves. And what I've noticed as the years have gone by for myself, that becomes even more and more important, to be true to myself, to understand who am I really, and am I showing up in my relationships, in my work, in my life, as authentically as I possibly can. And to show up authentically requires some vulnerability, doesn't it? And it means that some people may really like the authentic you that they see, and others may not. But what is important is that when we put our head on our pillow at night, that we have a sense that we are being true to ourselves, the best self that we can be, the best version of ourselves now, that we are being that authentic self. And what I've found to be true is that when we do that, not only are we blessed, but we also inspire others to do that as well. We've got to be true.
Am I nervous? Of course I am. You don't even have to ask. Facing a mystery, anyone would be. One more step and it's out of my hands. There can be no turning back. Can't say what's in front of me, but you know I can't wait to see. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. I don't know what I'll find, but there's one thing I know about my life. It's gotta be, it's just gotta be true. I remember, of course I do, how I used to hear my heart, what I most want to be, what I most long to see, but that voice has faded so far away. I hardly recognize myself. What happened to me? No wonder I couldn't breathe. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. I don't know what I'll find, but there's one thing I know about my life. It's gotta be, it's just gotta be true. have it. I won't hide or cower. I'm ready to dive back in. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. I don't care what I find. Yeah, there's one thing I know about my life. It's gotta be, it's just gotta be true. It's gotta be true. It's gotta be true.
Thank you, Daniel. Somehow I think you live that very well in your life. I think as best you can. As best you can. Another one of my favorite Daniel songs. The White Stone. The White Stone. So we've spent time together this evening purging, pruning, letting go. We've shared some time, shared some space in thinking about what we want to bring forth, visioning, imagining. And the reality is, as the weeks go by, as the months go by, we've got to be clear in how we're showing up. We've got to be clear in the connection between what we are, what we're putting out, and what we're getting back from the universe. I want to tell you a short, true story. A member of ours years ago moved away, but I remember her telling me this story, and I've never forgotten it. Her name is Holly. Holly was going to the ATM to get some money out of the ATM. She put her card in, went to her checking account to withdraw some money, and got a notice popped up on the ATM screen that said, "There may be a problem with your account. Please check back during normal hours." Holly was puzzled because she had just deposited $8,000, so she knew there was plenty of money in the account. And so she thought, okay, well, I'll do another transaction. You know how the ATM always will ask you, do you want another transaction? So she said yes. And she decided, all right, well, I'll put in for a lower amount of money. And so she entered a lower amount, and sure enough, she got the same message. There may be a problem with your account. Please check back during normal hours. Do you want another transaction? So she thought, okay, I'm a unity person. I'm going to center myself. I'm not going to get angry or frustrated or upset. Yes, I want another transaction. So this time she thought, all right, I won't try to withdraw from my checking account. I'll try to withdraw from my savings account. Entered an amount to the savings account and got the same message. This time she was really, really frustrated. Do you want another transaction? She pushes on the button or pushes really hard and says, no. And out pops her driver's license. What a metaphor, right? Holly, I love you for that story. What a metaphor, right? It's such a clear demonstration of so much of what we teach in metaphysics, garbage in, garbage out, right? If we don't take charge as best we can, if we don't work with the tools and the principles as consistently and gently as best we can't expect to get better results. We can't expect to get better results. So I have always found simple things and physical things to be helpful to me to remember to stay on track. And I believe with all my heart and soul that each and every one of us has incredible, innate, deep wisdom within ourselves. And that there's so much inside of us that we already know if we would just be paying attention to it. And so as we get ready to go into this new year, I think it's helpful for us to be anchored with a practice or an attitude or a guiding word that's going to be our anchor, that's going to be our fallback when life happens, when stuff happens, when we're not making the progress that we're wanting to, or there's been a disappointment, or there's been a frustration, what's going to keep us going? And that's what the white stone is all about. And it actually comes from a passage in Revelation. And the passage is this: he who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To him who overcomes, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give him a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to him who receives it. I don't have the time to go into all of the metaphysics of this passage, but there are a lot of metaphysical rich understandings contained in this passage. But the idea, I will give him a white stone with a new name written on it, comes from a practice back in those days that when a prisoner was released, when a prisoner had paid his debt to society, he was given a white stone. And that white stone was like his card, if you will, that said, I've paid my debt. I'm done now. I'm free. And it was his passage to begin life anew. And so this idea of the white stone is for us to receive in meditation a guiding word or practice that we're going to write on the white stone. And then you keep this with you throughout, stick it in your pocket, put it in a place where you'll reach for it often, as this is what's going to help me move through this new year. So I'm going to ask JR and Natalie to come back. They're going to sing a piece, Natalie's going to sing a piece written by Charlie Thweet, Listen. And so I'm going to set it up a little bit differently than what we rehearsed, so I'll tell you when to start singing. I'm going to ask you just to move into a quiet space right now, but hold your stone in your hand. And just kind of turn it over and feel it and just kind of be with it. And then I'd like you just to close your eyes. And in a few moments, when Natalie and JR start singing the song is all about listening. And I'd like you, as you hear the words to the song, to really be focusing on your breath, to have your attention in the area of your heart, aware of the breath as it moves in and through your heart. And what I encourage you to listen for is a guiding word or a quality of being that will be yours to practice consistently as you can throughout the year. And what I really encourage you to do is to listen in a way that you receive it. And that's different than sitting here saying, I want my word to be. Do your very best not to do that. This isn't a cerebral activity. It's a soulful or heartful activity. Your soul knows how to guide you. Your soul knows what would be helpful to you in this coming year. If you've been with us before and have done this practice before, you know that I always say don't edit what seems to come as your guiding word. It may surprise you. It may annoy you. It may delight you. You may go, oh God, anything but that. Or it may be the same thing you got last year. That's okay. No judgment, all right? So with the stone in your hand, aware of your breath, attention in the heart, listen, and listen in the space of being willing to receive.
Softly giving, trusting the softly given, trusting the words that I hear, opening in the silence, letting all be still, breathing with the rhythm of thy will. Listen, listen, listen,
And go ahead now, and if you haven't already written your word on your stone, go ahead and write it. It is certainly my prayer for you that all that you wrote on that piece of paper of what you want to bring forth comes true for you with ease and grace in this new year. That the word, the quality that you've written on your white stone is something that supports you and encourages you and strengthens you as you move throughout the coming year. And then in the processes that we have begun tonight, the letting go, the claiming, and the embracing or embodying of a new way of being, what will happen as a result of all of that is we will find a new and different version of ourselves coming forward, a different me.
You think you knew me before? Well, you best think again. Got some surprises in store, coming right at you, my friend. 'Cause today I woke up thinking clear as a bell. Yeah, today I finally woke up, and I've got a story to tell. Well, welcome to a different me. Oh, welcome to a different me. The world had better watch out. be coming on strong. I'm gonna be laughing out loud. I'm gonna be bringing it on. 'Cause life is too short to keep my joy to myself. Yeah, this life is way too short, and I've never felt so well. Welcome to a different me. Welcome to a different me. Open my eyes for the very first time to see what I can see. I'm stepping outside these lifelong lines. Today I am finally free. Oh, welcome to a different me. 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 Welcome to a different me.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. We've come to the time in our service where I want to share just a couple of very quick bits of information with you. It's also the time in our service that we ask you to consider the gift that you would like to share with the ministry this evening. There'll be the ushers coming forward in a bit to collect the offering. If you would like to, you are all invited to go out to Stallion Oaks Ranch, our retreat center in Descanso, on New Year's Day. Our labyrinth will be open. Reverend Ken Fendrick will be leading a labyrinth walk. He's encouraged people, if they want, to bring their white stones and walk the labyrinth. If you need information or directions, you can call the office or you can go on to the website. There's no charge. There are set hours. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's in the earlier part of the day. New Year's Day could be a fun thing to do. If you've never joined us for a Sunday morning service, I encourage you to check us out some Sunday morning. We're here at 10 o'clock in person, and we broadcast live as well. And so we want you to know that we're here to support you spiritually. We've done the best that we know how during these pandemic months to do that, and we are committed to continuing to be of support to you. So if you have prayer requests, if there's something you're struggling with, reach out to us. And if we can help in some way, we absolutely will. I'd like you now to take the gifts that you'd like to share with the center and just hold those gifts in your hand as we get ready to bless our gift and our giving with this affirmation. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Join me if you know the affirmation. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen. Before Daniel sings his closing song, which is another favorite, least favorite in my home, I learn and I forget. And I hope you you chuckle when you hear this. But before he sings this, I want to acknowledge Eduardo Sabagal, our sound person. I want to acknowledge Jennifer for the live streaming, my husband John, and all of the ushers, JR and Natalie and Daniel. Thank you for co-creating the evening together.
One more song. Thanks for having me, and Happy New Year. Sincerely. I will see you here on Sunday morning. I think it's the 16th, January, so a couple weeks. I'll see you here. In the meantime, yes, a song about being very painfully human. All right, here we go. Want to sing that with me even softer? Shouldn't I be grown up by now? Shouldn't I finally figured out a few things? I ain't a kid anymore. Didn't I go through this back then? Why the hell do I need to again? Who said time was a cure? For a minute I'm the man that I wanna be, then up comes some adult non-emergency, and my costume comes apart. And I've lost count of the steps and the slips and bad habits I was sure would lose their grip, but still clinging to my heart. And I'm wondering why I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, like I'm just getting started. Why do I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn. Life ain't for the faint-hearted. Do 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 do. How many lessons have I laid to rest? How many wins are just rewritten regrets? Oh, I can't understand. How many yeses sound like no's? Maybe it's best to let my memory go, now that it's made the man I am. Still I'm wondering why I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, like I'm just getting started. Why, oh, why do I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn. Life ain't for the faint-hearted. Do 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 do. Oh, I wish I could say wisdom comes with age, but lately I ain't so sure. At the end of the day, I just hope I've made a mistake I never made before. Tell me why I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, like I'm just getting started. Why do I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, life ain't for the faint-hearted. Whoa, 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 why do I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, like I'm just getting started. Why, oh, why, oh, why do I learn, and I forget, oh, I learn, and I forget, yeah, I learn, that life ain't for the faint-hearted. Do 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 do. I learn, and I forget. Do 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 do. Life ain't for the faint-hearted. No.
Thank you, Daniel Nahmod. Thank you. Thank you. This concludes our service. God bless. Happy New Year. Make it the best yet.